So do you want to do something of significance with your life? Do you look at the world around you and hope that you'll be able to do something important in that world? Sure, I believe that we all have that desire at some level in our lives, but what defines significance and how do we make that desire a reality? Well, I think it might just be by forgetting about having a life of significance and focusing on living out today in a significant way. As I'm working through what creativity is all about for me, I've had the opportunity to hear about and see things of significance from a creative perspective. Great works of art, music, science, and the like. But as great and significant as some of that stuff is, I'm not sure that those things are truly as significant as we give them credit for. Now, I think that's because the stuff that we do in life is often tied with who others think we are and what we are about. In my estimation, that couldn't be further from the truth. Who we are is so much more significant than what we do. So if who we are is the thing that brings true significance, how do we live a life of significant value? To be honest, I think we have to change the mindset that we have from focusing on doing something significant with our lives to focusing on being someone of significance in the lives of those around us daily, and potentially doing something significant through that. There are three things here that I think we have to get right: doing, being, and the daily versus life thing. So doing, that cannot be our focus in life. Doing stuff is generally how we define ourselves. The things we do for work, the things we do for fun, the things we do in church, the things we do in our community. We allow those things that we do to define who we are. And we focus on that as the best potential for significance in our lives. Sure, you can do something of some significant value in life, and many people throughout the course of human history have. Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci are all remembered for their significance in science, their scientific achievements. Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, Roger Federer, Michael Jordan, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods, Tom Brady are all considered the greatest of all time in their respective sports. Now, there's a side note here. Jack is the GOAT in golf. From a career perspective, hands down. But Tiger is the best to ever play over the course of a significant part of his own career. And yes, the total majors won decides that. End of story, but I digress. Then there are major historically significant group efforts like the moon landings and the internet and the automobile and the development of the airplane. And yes, we did land on the moon. These are all people and groups who did unarguably very significant things. But doing things of significance leaves the value on the thing you did, not necessarily on the people in your life. Being is more about who God has created you to be rather than what you do. Sure, those things are often tied together, but really, who you are is way more important than what you do. And that is where we have significance in the lives of those around us. What are we if we're not the things that we do? We're the sum of the thoughts, ideas, passions, relationships, and belief or faith that we have. How we think and what we think about create the framework for how we express ourselves to the world. Our ideas about life, people, and the world around us give us depth to our being. Our passions help define what we love and what we don't. And the extent of that love can drive us. Our relationships define what we hold dear in the context of family and friends. And our faith or our belief guides our moral compass, and ultimately our faith or our lack of it defines how we see our world and the universe and what's beyond that. Being is so much more important than doing because in the end, our relationships matter so much more than the stuff that we do. Because sure, Einstein, Brady, and the moon landings are all great examples of people doing great things, but the impact of people being in our lives has eternal value that science, sports records, and human achievement can never fully measure up to. The third thing to see is that daily versus life part of all of this. Doing a single something significant over a lifetime, or even several something significant, is not nearly as meaningful as doing something potentially less significant every single day that we're able over the course of the entirety of our lives. Scale is less important than consistency when we're talking about the importance of impacting the lives of those around us. Sure, you can do a great big thing in the life of someone, like pulling a person from a car that's on fire. And to be clear, if you can do something like that, you do it. But still, the act of pulling that person from the burning car could potentially be less significant in the long run as being there for that person as they recover emotionally and physically from the impact of that car fire. That is the daily significance of being in the lives of others. Now, a life of significance is simply a bunch of intentionally focused days of us adding worth and value to the lives of those around us. Those days of seemingly minor significance, all strung together, turn into a life of significant value to us and to those that we've had the opportunity to impact. Now, what are some significant things that you've experienced in your life? And who's had the most significant impact on your life? When we focus on the significance of daily being a part of the lives of others, we're given the opportunity to go, create, and be a blessing. You can support our channel by subscribing, hitting that bell icon to get notified when new content comes out, and liking our videos. If you'd like to consider supporting our team financially, there's a link in the video description with more details. Those things will help our channel for sure, but if you do nothing else, please spend some time in the comments of our videos encouraging one another to create, to help others create, and to help grow that creative nature within us all. Oh, and you can check out these videos too. Thanks. We'll see you again soon.